Welcome back to the Mental Lift podcast, where we're building strong bodies and even stronger minds. Today's episode is all about energy, discipline, and what it takes to really show up for yourself consistently. I'm so excited for this conversation because today's guest is someone I not only deeply respect professionally, but someone I experienced firsthand as my own trainer. Towanda Smith is an IFBB Pro bodybuilder, an elite athletic and fitness trainer, strength and conditioning coach, and a fitness model. But beyond all these titles, she is a force. She brings high energy, unwavering positivity, and a mindset that pushes people past their limits and into their potential. If you've ever struggled with consistency, motivation, or believing in your own strength, this episode is going to speak directly to you. We're diving into what it means to build not just physical power, but mental resilience, how to show up on the days you don't feel like it, and why positivity isn't just a personality trait, it's a performance tool. Let's get into it. Welcome, Towanda. I'm so glad you're here.
Hello.
I've been wanting to do this for so long.
Yes, I'm excited to be here.
So I wanted to ask you, basically, why bodybuilding? Why'd you get into this?
I, as a fitness enthusiast and as a fitness professional, I got into bodybuilding to see exactly how much I could personally transform my own body. And with that knowledge through bodybuilding, I was able to really apply that insight with my clients.
So like growing up, did you ever think, I'm going to be a bodybuilder?
No, never. I did not at all.
What did you think you were going to be?
A doctor. That was it. I thought I was going to be like a doctor, yes.
I could definitely see that.
Until I got into my freshman year of college. And I was like, that's a lot of school.
That's a lot of school.
A lot more than I was willing to commit to, and or that I wanted to commit to. My passion just wasn't there full-heartedly regarding the necessary schooling for becoming a physician.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
For those of us who don't know you, how would you describe who you are beyond the titles?
I am a fitness enthusiast, and I'm a fitness enthusiast, and I'm a fitness professional. I mean, I love all things fitness, activity-wise, and the things that go along with fitness, nutrition. All those things interest me.
It's interesting because it's like it's a lifestyle for you. I mean, there's nothing that you don't do that doesn't relate to fitness.
This is true.
It is like everything. Like if you're not in the gym, you're playing tennis, you're doing something, you're running around, you're always doing something.
Yes, something active. I'm an active individual. This is true. Yes,
a bundle of energy in every way.
Yeah.
So you bring so much energy into every space. So where does all that energy come from? Do you like bottle up and sell it? What are we doing?
I don't know. I think I just have a passion for fitness, and I think of it as fun. I mean, it is fun. Fitness is fun for me. So it is easy, which is a blessing considering my occupation, that I do have a desire and a true love for activity in general and fitness.
It's so fun. Like I get to experience you almost every day as my trainer. We're basically together almost 7 days a week.
Yes. Uh-huh.
How would you think your clients describe you in like one sentence? Like how would you say they describe you?
Positive and high energy.
Well, my husband, who runs into you at the gym, sometimes he calls you the Energizer Bunny. He's like, it's never, ever ending.
So that was actually one of my nicknames when I used to work at the hospital. When I used to work in cardiac rehab, my patients would nickname me the Energizer Bunny.
I mean, you don't just walk anywhere. Like you're walking with intention.
This is true. Yes. I'm walking with intention, or I'm just moving and grooving kind of a brisk pace.
And one of the things I really love about you, it's without fail, no matter what the situation is, you have a one-liner of some sort.
I am like a walking bumper sticker. And I don't know where that comes from, but it is, I do have a lot of one-liners, but the words stick in my mind, and, certain phrases and things, they just stick with me. So I keep those with me, and I share those with the world.
It is like, but every day of the week has a title.
This is true.
It's like, what's the Monday one? It's
Make It Happen Monday or Move It Monday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday is Terrific Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Wellness Workout Wednesday. Thursday's Thriving Thursday.
Friday.
Fun Fitness Friday.
Saturday
Strong.
And Sunday
Fun Day. Sunday Fun Day, yes. So I got something for every day, yes.
Except when it's summertime and we're doing legs in an unair-conditioned gym.
Then we're making it legendary. Legendary, yes. In the elements and all the tough attributes that come with our leg trainings.
I think I used this in my last episode, but just what are your one-liners? You know, we were talking about, people get worried about if they strength train, they're going to bulk and all of this. And we were talking abs are made in the kitchen.
Abs are made in the kitchen. Yes, they are.
So that's one that always sticks out.
And you cannot outwork a bad diet.
You cannot outwork a bad diet.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
Correct.
So,
yes.
I could do 500 abs a day, but if I'm not making it happen in the kitchen,
then you will not see the work that's underneath. You'll still have abs, but they won't be as visible.
Yes.
So, yeah, abs are made in the kitchen. You can have a good, clean diet, and you will see some remnants of your abs. Versus if you have a very good work ethic with your exercise, but your diet's a little left, not so great, you won't really see all the efforts of your physical labor. So you can't outwork a bad diet.
Yes. So, but do you ever have a cheat day?
I have some moments that are not the best. I wouldn't say a cheat day, but I have some moments that are not tip-top quality. Some that might be considered, I guess, maybe a cheat meal or a cheat item.
What's a craving?
Well, I'm a sweetie. I like sweets, so I like, and I like candy or stuff, but I like baked goods. I'm a Southern Belle, so I like pies, cookies, things of that nature. So that'll probably be like my indulgence. Like oatmeal raisin walnut cookie. That's great.
That even sounds like a healthy cookie.
It is healthy, but it is a yummy treat. I mean, one is good and two is probably healthy, but like 12 cookies, that's a bit much, Not that I would indulge that much, but I mean, it's still
moderation.
Moderation. Yes.
But even that, it sounds like a healthy cookie.
It is pretty healthy, but that's my favorite.
I would be like chocolate chip with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, no, I like oatmeal raisin walnut. That's my best, my faves.
So tell me about your bodybuilding journey. Like, why bodybuilder? I mean, I can see you like fitness enthusiast. You're training. You're doing all this thing. What made you say I'm going to go out and just
do a competition?
Yeah,
I was 24 when I started competing. I think I was 24. Or was I 26? So I was probably 24, between 24 and 26 when I first started competing. And the thing that drew me to deciding I wanted to compete is, again, just working with individuals and helping them to get to their ideal fitness pinnacle, or just to hit their fitness goals. For me, I just wanted to see how much I could transform my physique to look like some of the women that I'd seen in the fitness magazines, that were like just, photo ready and just so perfect. The pinnacle of a proper or a very quality fit physique, I think, is like a bodybuilder. I mean, because that's just like it's the gorgeous, pinnacle of it's, it's all defined. It's just the pinnacle of like a fit physique. So I just want to see, let's see with me and my concerted efforts, how much can I transition my physique to this seemingly pinnacle, top tier fit physique? And so that was what drew me in after working with lots of people and even doing my own personal, fitness efforts to try to, get ready for the beach or whatever, lose a couple lbs. I was like, okay, let's take it to the next level. So that was like the high level of me trying to just see how much I could do with my own physique. And after my first show and the whole process, which was very challenging. It is grueling. It's a whole lot.
And we're going to describe that in a minute because,
But I fell in love.
When people do these shows, it's concentrated discipline. I mean, you have to be so disciplined.
It's a lot, yes.
And there's things you have to do in order for your muscles to show up the way they need to show up.
And then just how you have to also readjust your life to be able to hit these different goals and keep some sanity.
Right.
Like it's a lot of you have to have like a routine, and you have to be very organized and, for it to all go well. And me kind of being a free spirit, that was something that my takeaway from after going through preparing for a competition was like, okay, you really have to have all these different things in order. And, you can achieve some really great goals, but it's tough, but it is very rewarding. And again, the discipline that I gained from going through the process, also the fitness and physique changes that I acquired after going through the process of, preparing for a competition, I loved it. It was good. And so I fell in love with the whole bodybuilding lifestyle and, competing.
Is there ever a point where you feel like I look as good as I possibly can, like there's nothing else I could do to look better?
No. And I'll say this. I think, honestly, after competing, one probably becomes even more critical of themselves.
Okay.
So that's where definitely mental health comes into play.
Yes.
Because after reaching a pinnacle of high efforts with attaining this certain physique, you can't maintain that easily. That 5 minutes that you have on stage, it changes as soon as you go and have a meal or have some more water. It changes. But the mental idea of that pinnacle is still in your mind. So there's a lot of mental health things that you have to really tap into after competing to like say, okay, that was for a moment. This is not life.
Yes.
So
you can't live your life the way you prepare for a show.
No.
I mean, it's not. That
you can be organized and you can, go to the gym and have your proper dieting and routines for sleep and things of that nature. But the physique that you present on stage for that short period of time, to maintain that on a daily basis is not.
It's not healthy, right?
It's not healthy. It's not healthy at all.
Yes. But
Mentally you want to, so you have to really be aware, like, this is a short period of time. You can be close, but what you have on stage, it's a lot that goes into getting that proper quality pinnacle physique that,
I mean, it's like this process where you're going to gain healthy weight, you're going to lose weight at the very end, and then even at that, you restrict even your liquid intake to make sure that your muscles are standing.
Are popping, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a huge
Which is
process.
not, you need to have
tons of water. Like that's,
in regular life. Yes.
Yeah, that's why it's not something you can sustain.
Correct.
So even on the stage, it would take a lot of mental strength. Number one, because there's beautiful people all around you.
Yes, everybody's coming with the goods.
Yeah, they're all coming with the goods.
Yes.
And it's almost, you have to be assertive on the stage in order to draw eyes to you.
Correct, yes. You have to have confidence or at least present confidence.
Yeah.
Which even in itself is, you have to have the mental to say, okay, even if I'm not really feeling like I'm great, I have to present an image that I am feeling like, okay, I'm great. So it's interesting.
And holding those poses, that's a whole nother issue.
That is a whole nother physical challenge. Yes, it is. Yeah. Posing is physically taxing, and it is a whole nother physical challenge, like outside of working out to get the physique. Then posing is a whole nother physical ability that you have to acquire to present this quality physique. So it's interesting.
So the funny thing is you have to be very vulnerable to be a competitive bodybuilder. I mean, these outfits are not very, they're not going to hide anything.
No. They are not forgiving regarding being able to like tuck this in or cascade this. No, they are. Yeah, it's all out there.
We're not. We're not going to wear the high-waisted swimsuit. Or
No. I mean, it is a bodybuilding competition, so they need to see everything. So you are scantily clad. I mean, it's like at the beach, but have no cover up. It is fitness pageantry. I mean, that's basically what it is. And fitness pageantry without the gowns in the two-piece. That's what it is. So,
and they're very small two-pieces.
Oh, yes.
It's very Brazilian.
The bodybuilding competitions are trying to see the physique. They're trying to see the body. They're trying to see everything, So, yeah.
So what support do you get? Does your family support this? I mean, like family, friends,
My family and friends do support it, yes. When I first got started, I had some good quality support. My coworkers, some of my friends, they were supporting. Now, my family was supportive of me, but they were not very understanding of the whole bodybuilding life and, that whole level of extra,
Yes.
It's one thing to be a fit individual, but again, or get in shape to go to the beach, even to do a personal photo shoot, but to do a bodybuilding competition on stage, half dressed in a two-piece and showing your stuff and you're all buffed up, it's different. Yes. So my family was supportive of me, but they not everybody totally understand my desire to do bodybuilding. But afterwards, they, it just was what I did, and I continued with it, and they came to know more about it and became more supportive.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. So how do you think your mindset has evolved as your career has grown?
I feel after going through my bodybuilding, all the different shows, every show I have a personal takeaway, and I learn more about myself, more about individuals, and just the commonalities that we all have. we all have insecurities. We all wish we were better in some facet. And so for me, just the relatability to my clients increased a lot, because being in a bodybuilding show and even preparing for it, you have a lot of self-reflection and you have a lot of realization, like, okay, in this small pool, I might be a big fish in a small pond. But when you go to a competition, and again, you see all these wonderful, beautiful physiques, you realize, okay, I am now like a small fish
in a big
pond. So that can be very eye-opening and humbling, and yeah. So for me, competing and things of that nature just really made me to be more relatable, and also just gave me a personal relatability to my clients and different challenges that they have, because I've experienced those same things on a different level.
It's a different level.
It's a different
but
level, not a higher
still...
level, but a different level. But again, the comparison to just everybody, I've got goals, they've got goals. They're different, but the efforts that go into attaining those goals are necessary to get there, and they can be troubling sometimes, or they can be very tough, and they can make you question your worth. So I've just gotten a lot from the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but what are some mental habits that really separate someone who succeeds versus someone who's going to quit?
This is one of my mottos: every little bit counts.
Yeah.
Big picture, everything counts. So to be present, to show up every day is not going to be a 100% effort. You're feeling like you want to do it, or you're able to just do everything. You're going to have some down days, or when you're not stellar in your efforts or your performance or your desire, but you got to show up. If you don't show up, you're definitely not going to win that day or that moment. You got to show up to even have some takeaway, or to get closer to the mark. Quality over quantity. That's one of my other mottos. Quality over quantity. So you got to have some quality effort. It might not be super intense, but you still got to show up to give that effort. So my take, you come and know that every little bit is getting you closer to the mark. That's one of the main things. Come, show up.
Exactly. I think one of your sayings is the first step is just walking in the door, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, you gotta come in the door first, and once you're there, then hey, you've already won.
Yes.
If you're coming to the gym, or you're going outside to go for a walk, your goal might be do a walk for 3 miles. Well, you might get out and not feel up to it, but you got to get going to some degree.
Yeah.
So you got to show up. Show up.
Well, how do you coach clients through those days where they're there, but the motivation isn't there?
Well, then I will try to hold them by the hand and say, okay, we're going to do this. Again, that's when I'm really on the quality over quantity.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do this. It'll be quality what we do. It might not be a whole lot, but we're going to have some quality efforts in the little bit that we do. And again, the fact that the person shows up is already a win, because unlike myself, and I have days that I'm not really feeling super gung-ho about going to the gym or eating something that might be nutritious. But again, try to make the effort.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's different coaching styles. Yours is, I've never heard a negative thing come out of your mouth. I've never heard you ever yell or belittle a client.
Correct.
That's just, you
that's
coach
not my
through
style.
positivity.
Yes,
there are some coaches out there. We
and
might
that
know
works.
some.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Who are going to motivate by being more
aggressive, or they might take a negative spin.
Yes.
Or reality, I'll say that. They might take a realistic point of view, which might have a little negative connotation.
But you have to know your client.
Correct,
Can
exactly.
your client take that?
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly,
And some of them really thrive off of that.
Exactly, yes. Yeah. And some people take it as a challenge, like, okay, you called me out, you're right, let me step up. And then some people might not respond so well to it. Yeah. But for me personally, I do come with more of a positive approach.
Yeah. Yes. I would agree. And even if there's something that a client questions that they can do, or they're only kind of halfway doing it, you still find a way to positively not let him out of it.
Correct. Yes. Because I know that, again, everybody's not going to have there are people going to have days, myself included, where you're not 1 to 10, 10 being great, 1 being not great, that you're going to have some days where you're not feeling it. You know, you might not be feeling like a 10. You might be feeling like a 2. But on the flip side, I do know my people's abilities and their capabilities. So my goal is to try to encourage them to do what they can do.
Right. I feel like I wouldn't be where I am if you didn't do that. You know, if you didn't pull in that direction.
Right. Yes.
Because there's things I'm doing now I would have never challenged myself to
And you
do.
might not have even known that you were capable to do these things.
Correct.
Like, what's the lineage to get to that? Well, again, breaking it down to the most simple thing, if you can do that, and I know this in big picture, like, okay, well, if you can do this, then you could do this. If you could do this, you could do this. And to try to assist my people in getting to their potential. You know, whether some people want to sprint there and they have a whole lot of confidence in self, like, okay, I want to get there. But some people really don't know what their potential is. And so I just kind of like try to help them to get there little bit by little bit, to build the confidence, whether through them doing different things that'll kind of get them there, or just reassuring them like, hey, I know you can do it. If you could do this, you could do that. And then just kind of pulling them in and taking them along for the ride, if they're willing, you know.
You know, and we've been training for like 9 years now. It doesn't seem that long, but it's crazy to think that. But we have seen a lot of people in our group come and go.
Yes.
How do you pick out who's like not going to take it seriously and who's going to fall off the wagon? Can you tell that from the beginning, or is it just something that happens over time?
No, I cannot tell, but I often am still very enthusiastic about people sticking with it. So I don't change my approach to somebody who I feel like, oh, they're going to stick with it, or somebody they're probably going to fall off. When we're together, I'm anticipating that, hey, you see the quality in what we're doing. You see the quality in what you're able to do, and hopefully that'll keep them to stick with it. But I understand life does happen, and things will kind of take priority in just the time that's allotted, whether it's time allotted to training, time allotted to trying to eat better, or time allotted to doing something that is totally not fitness related. So with that being said, I don't take it personal, but I just try to encourage people like, hey, well, come on in. Every little bit counts. You know, do what you can. Try to keep it, even if we're not together, still try to be active.
Right.
Because consistency is key. It really is. And, you know, it can be tough to be consistent.
Oh, yeah.
But that's where, again, it comes to, like, every little bit counts. Because you're still sowing little seeds in your mental, you know.
I mean, you have to make it a habit. It has to become a habit.
Yes.
Like, it has to become a full-on lifestyle. Like,
yes, that's ideal.
Yeah.
But even to get to that, still, like, the little bits. Like, it was like, okay, I'm going to do this once a week. Or I'm going to do this, you know, whatever it is. This one meal I'm going to have for sure.
And what do you say to someone who's kind of intimidated to start their journey?
Just do it. Just do it. There's never
like
going to be
sign.
Just do the Nike sign. Yes, there's never going to be a perfect time. When you realize you want to do it, that is the time that you should do it. It's not even that you want to do, that you should do it. Like, if you realize, okay, I should be doing this, go ahead and do it.
I'm going to start later. I'm going to do this
Don't.
later. I'm going to
Yes.
You hear all these little excuses.
Time waits for nobody, and before you know it, it'll be 20 pounds later. 15% body fat later, 3 years later, and you're still, oh man, I was thinking of starting this. So there's never going to be a perfect time. I just say, do what you can, even if it's a little bit. Every little bit counts. A little walk, like around the block, that might take 5 minutes. And you in your mind say, I want to do 30 minutes. Do that 5 minutes.
It's a baby step. It's a baby step. Yes. And sometimes you got to start with baby steps.
Yes. And those add up. They do, because, again, you're still planting the seed in your mind, like, okay, I did that, and it wasn't so bad.
Like, I had a client, and he wanted to start the journey, so he started maybe on the treadmill for like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there.
That's perfect.
And then he was doing it every day, but now he's up to running outside like 6, 7, 8 miles,
That is great.
But it's just been a gradual baby step thing,
Yes.
And so he's like, well, I'm not going to run outside until I get this far on my treadmill, and, You know, it was just, we were able to encourage it
That
one
is
step at a
good.
time.
That is so good. I have a client who she skips a lot of meals. And I'm always advising her, okay, if nothing else, before you come train, try to have a little something to eat.
Yeah.
And she has had in her younger years some different issues with just with eating, with just like, you know,
Little body dysphoria kind of.
Yes. With like a little anorexia, a little bulimia, just in her younger years. So, but that still is a part of her mental psyche from being a younger person.
Right.
So now I still just try to encourage her all the benefits of like, okay, before you come to train, have a little something. You don't have to go to the buffet, but have a little something just to fuel your efforts so that you can give your all while you're training.
And I think that's a misconception that if I eat, I'm going to gain weight. But when you're working out and training, you have to feed your body.
Yes.
And that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to gain weight. If you're feeding it the right things,
you're probably going to have more energy to better execute during your training, whereby you're going to then burn more calories.
But also you have to eat a certain amount, you know, periodically to keep your metabolism up.
Exactly,
right?
yes.
And when you let your metabolism go down, you're kind of defeating everything you're doing.
Yes, because then your metabolism is the rate at which you burn calories. When you skip meals, you slow your metabolism, which is the rate at which you burn calories at rest. And over time, as you age, your metabolism slows anyway. So it's like a double negative to not feed yourself, which is going to make your metabolism slow.
Yes.
As we age, our metabolism is going to slow anyway. So big picture, if you're trying to lose a couple pounds or whatnot, you want to feed yourself so that your body does not readily hold on to the meals that you do eat.
Yes.
Because your body kind of will go into like a starvation mode. Like, well, she only fed us one time today. We don't know when she's going to feed us again. So we're going to hold on to these calories versus readily burning them off. Whereas if you feed yourself, I feed myself 4 times a day. It might be a meal, a snack here or there. But then your body says, oh, well, we know she's going to feed us, so we can readily
get rid of it.
Release these calories. You know, so you do want to feed yourself because it does affect your metabolism.
Absolutely. So it's just really, it's important for people to really understand how much you have to be intentional about all those areas in your life. I mean, and you mentioned sleep too, but everything is so important to keep your body functioning at its best capacity.
Yes.
So, well, what are some mistakes you see people make over and over and over in the gym?
Oh, goodness. Let's see. One thing I often see people doing in the gym is not going with a full range of motion for different activities. So if you're doing a bicep curl, and ideally you want to come all the way up, all the way down. But let's just say you do what I call ego lifting. So I might be doing a weight that is too heavy, whereby I cannot go for a full range of motion.
Right.
So now I'm going like a partial range of motion. That's ego lifting.
Yes.
Take it down. You're engaging the muscle for a partial range. You're getting the strength benefits of a partial range versus if you were to do a lighter load and you were going through the full range of motion, it's going to be more beneficial. So that's one thing I see often. People doing maybe too heavy weight and not going through a full range of motion. Or even if they are doing the proper weight and they're still not going through a full range of motion. Range of motion is one thing I see often.
Yeah, I would say that's true. And I think form, you're really big on proper
form and technique, yes. Because that can make or break you regarding like whether my form and technique is up to par and I'm getting the most benefit, or my form and technique is not up to par and now making myself more susceptible for injury, which will then, if I do get injured because my form and technique is up to par, then I'm not going to be able to be at the gym for a couple of days or what have you. Also, it's going to have a negative connotation in my mind. So maybe I stay away from that exercise, which might be a quality exercise.
Correct.
But because my form and technique was improper and I injured myself, now I'm going to stay away from that quality exercise.
Yes.
When really, it was me. My form and technique was not up to par. And yeah, range of motion is something that would fall under form and technique.
I would agree with that. If you were to focus on what 3 things, like if someone was going to start, what would you say, hey, start on these 3 things?
As far as exercise or as far as just fitness in general?
All the above.
Okay. As far as exercise, I would say 3 things to learn how to do. Learn how to do a proper squat. We all sit down and get up. From the toilet, from our chair, our couch, we all sit down and get up. Learn how to do a proper squat. Even if we're doing gardening, guess what? We're probably squatting down to do whatever. So
That's where you're going to injure your back
Yes.
more than likely.
Yes.
Back or knee. That's going to be
Yes,
those two things.
yes. So
you know?
learn how to do a proper squat. The other thing I would say for exercise, learn how to be consistently in what I call the athletic attention position, which is keeping the shoulders back, keeping the chest lifted, and keeping your abs contracted, i.e. suck your stomach in.
Because if we're not focused on that or being intentional about it, we tend to just let it go.
Yep.
And
we
then,
tend to just let the abs just stick on out. And for you to keep the abs contracted, sucking your stomach in, it will inadvertently straighten up your posture because it's tough to suck your stomach in and crunch. So a lot of back problems that people have is due to bad posture.
Oh, yes. 100%.
So if you can just get in the habit of keeping the abs contracted, i.e. sucking your stomach in, it will inadvertently straighten you up. But if to take it even further, suck the stomach in, pull the shoulders back, keep the chest lifted. You being in proper posture alignment will do your back a world of good. And then just you as an individual, whether you're walking, seated, you're going to be stronger and actually more balanced for you to keep your abs tight.
I mean, that was a goal
Or
of mine over the
something.
last couple of years, is to start really focusing on being more mindful of posture.
Yes, yes.
You know,
because our society and our just world, we've got our iPads, our phones,
Right.
you know, we're doing all kind of stuff just work-wise. And just as we age, the tendency is for us to kind of do this little, what I call the candy cane.
Yeah.
We don't want no
we see
candy
lots of
cane
candy
action.
canes.
No, we don't want candy canes, literal candy canes at Christmas time. But no, shoulders back, chest up, straighten yourself up, straight like an arrow.
That's such great advice if you're going to start with something.
Yes.
That's something you can do from anywhere.
From anywhere.
Yeah.
Seated, while you're driving, again, while you're running your errands.
Yes. Yes. Because you'll find even when you're doing a plank, if you're not doing that, you start to sink.
Yes, your hips will start to sink down
Yes.
if the abs are distended. So keep the abs engaged. It makes you stronger, makes you more balanced.
So how important is consistency versus intensity?
I would say they're both equally important, but definitely I would say consistency is the key, number one. Your intensity is going to play a part also, but you first got to be consistent with getting in the work. Mm-hmm. Be consistent with getting in the work. Even if you're getting in work, and again, 1 to 10 team being very intense, 1 being not very intense.
Right.
You still got to get the work in. Now, progressively, turn it up a little bit, you know? But again, every day you may not feel like being on 10 or being on 9. You know, you might be like, okay, I just made it. And that is a win. Hopefully, once you get in there, you're going to challenge yourself a little bit to where you're,
Exactly.
taking your intensity up. But I would definitely recommend if somebody was going to have 2 days super intense versus 5 days moderately intense, go for the 5 days. Moderate intensity. It's going to do you more good in the big picture.
You know, we were talking a little bit about this, but what does a strong foundation in fitness look like? You know, I think it starts with those things that we talked about, just working on your core and working on your posture and getting into the gym.
Yes.
But outside of that, I think it's just really building a habit of going at the same time every single day.
Yes. And then also with your feeding. I mean, we all got to eat. Whether we go to the gym or not, you got to eat.
You got to eat.
You know, and you can, I mean, let's say if a goal was to lose weight, you don't have to go to the gym to lose weight. I mean, it would help with your functionality, but you can eat your way fat or fit. So definitely the diet. With the diet, I would say try to have more green vegetables or fruits and vegetables, and be mindful about your fried foods and processed foods. And it has a lot of hidden bad stuff.
It does.
You know, whether it's high sugar, high carbs, high fat, you know.
I mean, if you're reading the
sodium.
ingredients and you can't even read what it is because you have no idea what it is, then you might want to think about that.
Yes. Look, when in doubt, leave it out. If you are questioning, like, what is all of this?
When in doubt,
maybe steer
leave
clear.
it out. There's a bumper sticker right
there.
there.
It is. Yes.
Okay, I have to ask so you can tell, what's it like to train me?
Wonderful. Okay. This woman here, she is a great pleasure to train. She is a good athlete. She likes to train, and she likes to go hard. So that's my typical love. That's how I am. So training this one is great.
We're like, bring it on.
Bring it on. Yes, I love it. Yes, it is a joy to train. It is good. Now, some people, it's kind of like pulling teeth. I'm up for the challenge, but no, to have somebody who is capable, which you are,
Yeah.
and who has the desire to even get better or to get after it.
That's the way I start every morning, and I can't imagine starting my day without it.
Right.
Like,
yes.
if I don't
it
make
sets the tone
it in,
for the rest of your day. Yes.
Yes.
It
If
does.
I don't go
It
into
does.
the gym one day, it's such a different day.
Yes, right.
Yeah. And
Or some type of activity, even if you weren't, because think about COVID.
Yeah.
We were training through COVID.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
In my
just to
living
have,
room.
yes. So just to have some type of activity is going to produce those positive, wonderful endorphins. That's going to get you feeling good.
Yes.
And if you have even a quality activity that you're doing, I mean, you know, to where it is purpose driven, it's going to be even more beneficial, I feel.
Yeah.
So yes, getting it in is key.
I was looking back at some pictures when I first started to now. I don't even recognize myself.
That is
you
funny.
know?
Yes.
I don't even. And so you know my growth. I mean,
Yes.
the rest of the world doesn't. But, I mean, and there were times where I just plateaued, and it was so discouraging. I mean, how do you deal with that when people are like, I'm here, I'm putting in the work, and
Right.
nothing changes?
You know what? I say keep going, because what we're doing is not a bad thing.
No, it's
and
not going to hurt you.
Correct. This is what my takeaway is. And as I've aged, I'm more aware of how these different things play into the big picture of a person's physique. But 3 things that make up a person's makeup: genetics, and that comes down to your hormones and things of that nature; diet, and your exercise. Those 3 variables. And the easiest to manipulate of those 3 variables are diet and exercise. And I say easiest meaning, like, you know, your genetics kind of are what they are. Now, granted, you can go get some different medicines and kind of get your hormones, you know, checked and things of that. But genetics kind of are what they are. You come from a family of hippie women, and, you know, kind of is what it is. You know, you got tall, you want to be muscular, but you got to come from a family of slim Jims that are super tall.
Yeah.
Your genetics kind of are what they are. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of work on it, but
You
for
have to
sure,
accentuate your positives, right?
Exactly. But that diet and your exercise, those 2 variables you can for sure maximize. So when somebody's kind of like feeling like they've kind of hit a plateau, you know,
That's where you go and do, okay,
that's
let's
what I'm saying.
look at your diet.
Yeah, let's be a little more specific. Let's see exactly how we can kind of fine tune
Yeah.
your diet, you know, and even maybe the training might need to be a little bit switched up a bit. And then after that, then that 3rd variable is going to be, okay, well, genetics, what is it? How are your hormones, you know?
I think that's a big one, because once I worked
Especially-
on the hormones, the changes happened, right?
Yes,
So in my particular situation, I was working on my diet, I was doing this, I was showing up, but nothing was changing.
Training hard, all that goodness, yes.
So I think the hormones would be that 3rd component.
And for me,
sure.
again, as I've aged, I'm personally even more aware of how those things play a picture. As a younger person, you know, genetics and hormones, that wasn't a big thing that I had to be mindful of. But as I've gotten older, and even just with some of my older clients that have had different things, as far as like, oh, my testosterone's low, or my estrogen is high, or my thyroid is actually underactive.
Yes.
Or overactive. Like, those things make a difference.
Yes.
So
That sounds like Dr. Towanda over there.
I mean, it happens. You know.
You know, from a trainer's perspective, what do people really underestimate about strength training? There's so many misconceptions about strength training.
Okay, one, especially with me being a bodybuilder, what I've always had to give people the confirmation. Me having as much musculature as I have, it does not come easy. So just because you train with me and I have as much definition that I've had, you are not going to get big and bulky because I might be considered to be.
Right. You're doing the things to make you that way.
Yes. And if I steer clear, or I, you know, decrease my efforts therein, the definition and all that stuff will dissipate.
Right.
And it does not come overnight. I've been doing this for quite some time. I mean, since I was in my 20s. I mean, I've been an active person since I was way younger, like middle school, high school, all that jazz. But I've been a competitive bodybuilder in the life since my 20s, 24, 26, you know, and now fast forward 20 years later, I'm still doing it. So I've had a whole long time. But I think a misconception is for sure that you're going to get big and bulky if you work with weights. No, you're not.
No, it's all really about toning, and
Yes.
it's knowing your client's goals. If
Correct.
their goal is to bulk up, then you
Then
can
we can
help
work
them
that.
do that.
Yes.
If their goal is to lean out, then you can help
do
them
that.
do that.
Yes, exactly.
So it's really about communication of what are my goals and what is am I looking for.
Yes.
And you're going to gear the train out to that.
Exactly.
The
Yes.
workout to that.
Exactly.
You know. So I think that's what a misconception.
And weightlifting will help in both of those goals.
Correct.
To lose weight and slim down and just tone, or to gain weight or gain muscle mass and to add some more muscle mass or bulk up, so to speak, or get jacked, as some of my young junior fellas will say.
So why do you think having a trainer or accountability partner is a game changer?
For the, so a trainer or an accountability partner, whether it's like, oh, this is my training bud, we always go walking together. There are going to be days, again, where you are not feeling the desire, and that's just going to kind of hold you accountable, because it's not just about you. Like, okay, I got to go meet my peeps. They're counting on me, and they're expecting me to be there. So and also I feel like team training or group training, I think it's more fun. I mean,
do too. And that was what I was going to say is when you're just training by yourself and you just got your headphones on, that's when people, I think, fall off eventually because it gets boring.
But
when you have,
or you may have those days where it's like, oh, I really don't feel like it today.
Yeah.
And if it's just you might let yourself off the hook.
100%.
Versus if it's like, okay, my team is there, my crew's there, let me go in because they're expecting for me to be there. You know, even if I'm not going to come there and I'm not on 10 that day, still me showing up, they're helping me out that day. Like, okay, that's my accountability crew. Let me go. And then I might be that day like I'm on a 5. Again, 10 is like, great. Oh, I'm all gung-ho. One's like, I don't even want to be here. You know, some days you might be like on a 4 or 5. But again, your accountability crew, that is going to like pull you through on those days that you're at a 4 or 5, you know. And then once you get there, honestly, I feel like once you get there and you get going, hopefully your mojo and your desire and efforts will get a little higher, you know, even if it's just a little bit, you know.
You know, and it is more fun. And
I think
like,
it is more fun.
We work out as a group, and then we're cheerleading for each other.
Right, exactly,
each other on.
It's like you're going through the trenches together.
Right.
You know, it's like, okay, I'm over here dying, but she's over here dying too, so, okay, we're us both killing ourselves together or, you know, going through this challenging bout together. It's better.
Yeah, and when you can see someone struggling at the end of a sequence,
it's not just me. Okay, it's them too. But like you can cheer them on. They kind of cheer you on. Like okay,
exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Together everyone achieves more. That's the team acronym. Together, everyone, and you know, teamwork. It makes the dream work.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Bumper sticker.
Yes.
So you radiate confidence, and has that always been a natural thing, or did you have to work for that?
You know, I choose to be that way. I think it does come naturally because I've chosen to be that way from a younger person. But I also think that just is just a part of my personality, being a cheerleader in my heyday. But, you know, just having a family of friends and people that are also positive. I personally choose to see things, the cup is half full, not half empty, you know, or just to look for the silver lining. Because at the end of the day, the reality is it could always be worse. But on the flip side, it could always be better. Right. So what are we going to do to go in whichever direction? Make a choice to see it as, you know, half full and try to make strides towards a positive outlook, you know, or, you know, be a curmudgeon and just be all negative and like, oh, it's half empty and, you know, it's not going to make anything better, big picture. So I make the choice to be positive.
I agree. I agree. Well, how has your journey in fitness shaped your identity as a woman?
It has shaped my identity just to know that despite what all the old preconceived notions and expectations of what an ideal woman is supposed to be, whether it is one who is not strong or one who does not have muscles, or we are all people, and women who have the ability innately to produce life, we have a lot of strength.
Yes.
Just in that, whether you have kids or not. Like, I just feel like we are strong individuals, for strong beings.
Yes.
Just innately. But then just from the mindset of we are still people, regardless of what you do, if you're a guy or a man, you can do anything that another person can do. Now, you might not be able to do it at that level, but your ability to do strong things.
Yes.
You know, we have that.
Yeah, strong women are very beautiful.
Yes,
and,
yes.
You know, it's not that you're trying to be like men, because men and women are always going to be different.
Correct, yes.
It's just being the best version of yourself.
Exactly, yes. and tapping into your potential. We all have the potential to be stronger. We all have the potential to be more fit, more healthy, more friendly, more nice, more educated, whatever. But we have to know that we have that ability, and then if we choose to tap into it, do so. It's ours for the taking, you know. So as a strong woman, physically, it has definitely helped my mental, and that encourages me to encourage others, which also brings strength back to me. When I see my people, you know, tapping into their strength and becoming better versions of themselves, it encourages me like, okay, yeah, okay, that's good. It encourages me to be even more on my P's and Q's, or continue my journey to be consistent with my efforts in being stronger, doing the things that are, you know, healthy and positive, or, you know, next level.
All right, leg day or arm day?
Leg day. Yes. Leg day for sure. For sure. Yeah, I'm a fan of legs. Yeah.
Deadlifts or squats?
Probably squats. Yes, I do love deadlifts. They're very you know, they're like fraternal twins. And you know, but I probably squat, because it is just a basic functional movement. Yeah, that is the most functional biomechanic of anyone who is able to ambulate, you know.
Resistance training or weight training?
Well, I consider weight training to be resistance training.
Okay.
But you say resistance training as in like possibly using bands versus using
Body
actual
weight,
weights.
yes.
Yes, I would go with weight training.
Yes.
Yes.
I would agree.
Yes.
Well,
But I think bands and things are wonderful.
They are wonderful.
And they're more portable and easier to take with
Yes,
you and stuff
that's
like
what I
that.
was gonna
So I'm
say.
all about it.
Yes, I would agree. I like to highlight a product, you know, just so that listeners can, as they're building into their fitness journey, they can see things that would be maybe useful or helpful to them. So you brought us a product today?
I did, yes.
Yes, it's the
This
band.
little band, and it's got some little handles.
So you could even do like bicep curls with that.
Yes.
You can
I could do everything with this. I could do
everything.
some resistance. I could do some squats with this. I could do, of course, some bicep curls. I could do tricep extensions. I could do shoulder press. I could do rows. I could put the band behind me and do like a chest press. For legs, I could stand in it. I could stand and hold this here. So now I have a little resistance with my squat. If I were to actually take my hands a little higher,
It's
then
going to
I'm
be
gonna
even
have
more
resistance
in
when
your
I squat. Or if I were to take my hands out, I have even more resistance when I squat. I could also go with a lateral walk, which is going to work my abductors and my glutes.
So many things you can do.
So many things. So the band, I would say the band, and that's portable. I could put this right in my purse.
Yes. And I
No
think
extra weight when I fly, you know,
Yes.
as far as like weighing down my luggage.
You cannot take your 50-pound weights with you.
No.
on an airplane.
Yeah, that would be a lot more expensive with my checking of my luggage, you know.
Yeah,
but
that'll
and
add
it'd be
some.
weighty. But no, bands. I love that. This is a very user-friendly fitness equipment piece. I'm all about it.
I love that. I
Yes.
love that. That was such a powerful conversation. Towanda brings a level of energy and intention that goes far beyond the gym, and I hope you could feel that too in this episode. If there's one thing to take away today, it's this. Strength isn't just about what you lift, it's about how you think, how you show up, and what you choose to do on the days when it would be easier not to. Progress doesn't come from perfection. It comes from consistency, from discipline, and from making the decision to keep going. Towanda, thank you so much for not only being here today, but for the impact you make every single day in the lives of people you train, including me. If you connected with this episode, take a moment to share it with someone who needs that extra push, that reminder, and that belief in themselves. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with us. Strength isn't optional, growth isn't accidental, and your mental lift starts with one intentional decision. Until next time, keep lifting. The Mental Lift podcast is intended for informational, educational, and inspirational purposes only. The content shared on this podcast reflects the personal opinions and professional experiences of the host and guest and is not intended to replace professional, medical, mental health, or therapeutic advice. Although the host is a licensed mental health professional and certified fitness trainer, listening to this podcast does not establish a therapist-client, a counselor-client, or a trainer-client relationship. The information shared is not a substitute for individualized care from a qualified professional. Always seek the guidance of your physician, licensed mental health professional, and other qualified health professional regarding any questions you may have about your physical or mental health. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, emotional distress, or thoughts of suicide, please seek immediate help. You can call or text 988 to reach the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, which provides free and confidential support 24 hours a day in the United States. If you believe you are in immediate danger or need urgent assistance, please call 911 or go to the nearest emergency room. Support is available, and reaching out to a trusted professional, loved one, or crisis service can help ensure your safety and well-being. Thank you for listening to the Mental Lift podcast. If today's conversation encouraged you or inspired you or gave you something to process and think about, be sure to subscribe, share this episode on your platforms, share this episode with someone who needs a lift, or leave a review to help others find the show. Remember, real strength comes from training both the mind and the body. Until next time, keep building strong bodies and keep building stronger minds.